how is everybody today? I hope everyone's doing fairly well and staying as positive as you can. Here in Alberta, we just got hit with a whole new level of restrictions. They're supposed to last 3 weeks. It's pretty shitty, honestly. I mean, is it directly affecting me? Not anymore. I already suffered, I guess. I lost my job, so is it directly affecting me anymore? No. Am I the guy that goes out and loves having dinner on a patio every night? No. But anyways, yeah, that's happened, right? Restaurants are completely shut down. All that they can offer now is, carry out or skip the dishes, and the gyms are closed. All students K to 12 have to go back to at-home learning for 3 weeks. It's pretty, like I said, it's pretty shitty. There's not really another word to describe the situation, right? So hopefully by the end of it, things get better. That's the goal, right? So we're going to stay focused today, and we are going to finally zip up the roof. So right now, it's still just the bare insulation, right? So by the time we're done, it'll have this very similar paneling on it. But I think I've mentioned it before, I'm not just throwing paneling up over that insulation. We're going to be installing 1/2 inch of these Pink Panther Foamular boards to cover up the ribs to create a thermal break so my heat's not escaping directly through the metal ribs. And then once the foam board's up, we're gonna put some more of those slats from that old IKEA bed up under the pink board and attach them to the ribs so that when I do put the paneling up, it can go into the wood. The reason I'm doing that is because from what I've noticed, at least with this van, when you screw into the sheet metal siding of the van, you can do that. You go right into it and it's good. It's gonna secure it there. When you take that screw out and try to put it back in, I've noticed at least 50% of the time, the screw just spins and it's worn out the threads it created in the sheet metal. The sheet metal is really thin, right? So I haven't drilled into any of these ribs on the roof, but I don't like the idea of those wearing out on me. So that's why I'm putting the wood studs in the roof, because once I get this paneling up, I will need to be able to remove at least one section of the paneling in order to get to any sort of wires that I'm going to run from this side of the van all the way over to the other side, right? So that's why these are going in. I'm going to be attaching the foam board with the spray adhesive that I used on the second layer of wall insulation. I'm hoping there's enough left in here. It's going to be 2 full 8 feet pieces of the foam board, and at the end I'll probably have to hack up the third one to finish it off, just because, like I said, it's mentioned a couple times, it's about 10-11 feet long, the whole roof. So that's the plan. I have already put the lovely Dexter plastic up over the seats, because with the spray adhesive you got to spray both surfaces, and I didn't feel like getting spray glue all over my back seats or inevitably on my dash, so that's very important. Let's get to it. I wanted to do most of this just in the van today, but then I realized that I'm going to be spraying glue everywhere, and that might not be the best idea. So the first thing I'm going to do here, just in the interest of preserving as much glue or not wasting as much glue as possible, to avoid overspray, because I'm going to do left side first, then right side here. Line this up as best we can. Take our felt marker. Oh, come on. Rough line. So that line that I just traced there. So now when I spray this surface, I won't spray on this side as much as possible, just because it's going to be some time in between putting both panels up. So, where did I spit that lid? Yuck. And also, so like stuff like this tape, I put this all along at the end on both sides of every rib, because once the foam board's up, I'm not gonna be able to see what the ribs are, right? And I've sort of measured it out that with the tape and these panels, lining it up like that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Do the same thing on this side, bring it over. We'll see how hard or easy it is once the foam panels are up. Okay, so that first round did not work. I'm thinking it's because of the spray foam, or the spray foam, the spray glue. I don't think there was enough left. It kind of got stuck and clogged when I was spraying the foam in the garage. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go get a new thing of that. Okay. So I got a mouthful of brownie. Let's try this again. Thanks for the brownie, Dennis. Now I'm gonna wash it down with this. Look how gross that looks. It's actually really tasty. And probably good for me, because it's green. That's what I was always told. All right, let's put this up. Great video today, bro. Thanks, Chris. Okay, yeah. So that went a lot easier with the fresh glue for sure. This one's being a little finicky. The first one went up, no problem. It's probably one of those spray adhesive stuff. The nozzle gets clogged quite quickly and it starts spurting and you're probably not getting even coverage. I figure once I get the studs up, obviously those will help hold this insulation into place as well. I'm gonna have to, I meant to, before I was gonna put up the second panel, I was going to screw in one side and see, and then tuck this down in, and I completely forgot about that. So now it really is gonna be a blind drill, so I'm hoping my tape will be just enough. I can practice on this one rib that's still exposed because these studs are not as long this way as the ribs on the roof. So these kind of have to go in the middle, and then there won't be any stud, you know, right where the rib kind of meets the right and left walls of the van, but that's okay because there's the studs that we installed behind the wall panels at the very top. So, well, stay up there. It's funny too, it says, the spray foam says it's repositionable for up to like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I've noticed with foam, no, not really. You maybe have 30 seconds to 45 seconds to reposition. If that, because sometimes if it's covered in enough glue, as soon as the foam makes contact, and I'm spraying foam to foam, right? That's it, it's done. Must be because it's so porous or something. I'm not a scientist. All right, let's find some screws and do some studs. Okay, I hope I've measured this right. I usually do, but then something always happens. So I got 2-inch screws for this because it's going through this board, and it's gotta go through the foam, and then it's gotta go through the rib. So it's either gonna work, or this is where Matt puts a hole in his roof before he wants that to happen. This is going great. And then the other problem with this thing is the drill bit in this impact driver is not magnetized. See what I mean? Hold it with your head. There we go. Oh my God, is it just better to do it right in the middle here? Just... Why didn't I... All right, hang on. Okay, getting the rib. I hope it's the rib and not my roof. Oh, here we go. Easy, don't go through my roof. Oh, moment of truth. It's gonna be this little nail poking out. Nope, great success. My ridiculous plan is coming to fruition. I gotta check. I can't let the first one. I can't let any screws on the first board go without checking. First stud, huge success, I guess. I don't know that I want to hang off of it, but I don't plan on doing that. It just has to be enough to hold wood paneling up. The reason I'm a little bit more nervous about these is because the wall studs are actually attached to the ribs bare with construction adhesive and screws, whereas these are just screws. I guess if they fall down, they fall down, but I'll test them after. Let's get the rest of them up. That studs in the roof. Hey! So now I've got one more of these. That's of course 8 feet long. And we need to fill, what is this, 2.5, 5 feet. Just kind of, oh, sorry. Right here, this little back part. So it's got to come from this to the back of the van. So same thing, spray adhesive and one more stud in this big bad rib. Sure, now it calms down. It's a little windy. Got a little windy out here to continue the time lapse and use the spray glue. So we'll move back inside, block this wind out. Sound good? It's windy, it's hot, and it's sticky. Yuck. But it's all done, more or less. Like most of these things, there's some little cleanups and fixes that are gonna need to be done, because if you can see right here, there's a gap. They just didn't line up. Nothing's perfect. Fits in line with the van, which is that nothing's ever in line. So what I'm going to do is just hit that with some spray foam. Up in there, I have to go get the smaller stuff because the only spray foam I have right now is the big gaps, and I don't want it to expand too much when it's up there. Just enough to seal those cracks. And also, some of these boards, they're not adhering perfectly. So if I can get some spray foam up in there and then get the whole jack system out again and leave it overnight, that's the plan, just to make sure they're nice and stuck up there. So I'm probably done for today. I'll see you in the next clip with the spray foam or the panels or the who's it, knows it, what's it. It's been a long day. Okay, I wasn't gonna film this. I was just gonna do this first part because of the ceiling panels, because it's gonna be in 2 sections, and I was just gonna check in on that second one once I got it up, but this is too ridiculous to not sort of document. So, gotta be very careful. Here's my ridiculous setup again. So I've got an old light stand with a pillow holding this panel up here. And then I got the good old jack stand that I used to hold the foam boards up when they were drying, the very first layer. So right now this roof panel looks good, but it's not attached at all. So I've just got these ridiculous stand system holding everything up, and now I'm going to attach it with some screws. I got some flathead ones as opposed to using the same ones that are on the wall because they stick out quite a bit with the hex heads. And since I've lowered my ceiling quite a bit, the last thing I need is to be starting to bonk my head on those tiny little screw heads that stick out. So yeah, this is quite the ordeal. And the van has a roof. for a ceiling. It had one before, but now it's pretty. So that's cool. That was it. Now the last thing to do to sort of finish the interior look is just going to be the trim pieces up along here. Figure out how I'm doing that. So cool. That wasn't so bad. Although you may have noticed it's a little awkward doing it by yourself. Again, that's just me being stubborn. Maybe get a second set of hands to help. Save yourself the headache. That's just what my official report is from the field of doing it by myself. So yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Until the next one, just be happy, be creative, be yourselves, and most importantly, just be positive. I'll see you guys in the next one.